When it comes to making a responsible energy decision for your family and the planet, choose clean natural gas from Atmos Energy. Natural gas is safer and more reliable than other energy solutions and can reduce your home's carbon emissions by up to 45%. By using less total energy than other energy sources, natural gas lowers your impact on the environment. It's just another way that Atmos Energy makes your life better. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Hi, I'm Roger Cador. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Clarence Buggs along with the coach at the Shoppers Values Foods on Government Street. Coach, recently Governor John Bel Edwards unveiling a doomsday worst case scenario budget. And as has been the case recently because of our state's constitution, unfortunately, deep cuts once again scheduled for higher education. As a person who spent many years on a campus and an institution of higher learning, that's got to be troubling to you, Coach.
It's very troubling. Let's put it another way. Governor Edwards had no choice but to say, not only are we going to cut higher education, we're going to cut health care, but we're going to chop tops.
Yeah.
That'll get their attention.
Yeah.
That'll get their attention because now the voters will go in and tell their legislators and representatives, you better do something to fix this budget.
Yeah. Louisiana in recent years, unfortunately, had an out-migration problem second only to Michigan, meaning more young people leave Louisiana than any other state in the union except for Michigan. Cutting tops certainly is not going to make that any better, is it?
Well, it won't make it any better, but it certainly will get the attention of the voters and the people who, you know, send their kids to private school and thinking top is the way out. Their legislators go hear them. Their representatives go hear something about it.
I only hope so.
And it's all because they won't get off their fannies and fix this problem.
Yep. I had a conversation with the guy the other day, and when I mentioned your name, the very first thing out of his mouth is, man, this guy did more with nothing than anybody that I can remember in recent memory. That was due in large part to the fact that you had the support of the business community behind you. In times like these, small schools like Southern, does the business community now become more important than ever?
Not just Southern, LSU. Let's face it, I heard Jim Bernhardt of Bernhardt Partners give a great talk on Tuesday morning of last week. And he said that the business industry, the business community, has got to work up. You can't expect the state to fix the problem. It's the business community that's got to help fix it.
Yep. More than ever, smaller schools like Southern need the community, and they need the past graduates to support them. But now this also means that Southern and other smaller schools have to treat their students right so that when those kids graduate, there's so much love for that institution that they want to give back and support their institutions, right?
Oh, that's love. You nailed it. If you give the students love while they're here, they'll give love back in return.
Right.
And so it's just something that happened naturally. And so I agree that if the state and the schools in this state's gonna fix this mess, it's gotta be with the people in the state who have taken advantage of what they have to offer. As long as the state and the state institutions are showing the kind of love that is necessary.
If I could say it another way, that's a two-way street. We help them, they help us, and everybody benefits as a result. When we come back, we will move ahead to segment 2 of this week's edition of The Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Donald Trump said reciprocal.
The biggest scratch-off game of the season is here. It's Saints Game On from the Louisiana Lottery. Your chance to win up to $100,000. Scratch the back for an extra game. Enter the second chance drawing for the grand prize, a 2018 season ticket package. Play Saints Game On from the Louisiana Lottery for your chance to make this your winning season.
It was nearly a decade ago that Brett teamed up to Imagine Your Parks, and you imagine big. 12 beautiful community parks from one end of the parish to the other, one family-sized water park, and 5 other parks just for your dogs. You have places to splash and places to explore. You have games to play and camps galore. No matter what you like to do or see, visit Breck.org and see how together we have made Breck better than imagined.
You don't have to understand the physics of flying to fly easy. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport.
Welcome back for segment 2 of this week's edition of The Roger Cador Show. And as always, it's only made possible through the efforts of some absolutely wonderful, wonderful businesses, not the least of which is Shoppers Values Foods. This week, we come to you from the Government Street location. And the great thing about Shoppers Value Foods, there is never one far away from you. When you're looking for a great value on food, when you're looking for a great value on the things that you need, toiletries and home supplies, not to mention an outstanding deli, there's no greater value than Shoppers Value Foods, proud sponsors of this week's edition of The Roger Cador Show. Coach, for the first time since just about anybody watching right now can remember, there's going to be a new skipper on the Bluffs when the college baseball season kicks off. How important is it that the Jaguar baseball nation get behind the, quote, new guy, so that all that Roger Cador, all that his past players, all the parents of the fans that entrusted you with their young men, that does not go by the wayside?
Yeah, let's hope that they'd find the opportunity to do it. You know, maybe I was there way too long. It's a new blood in town, so give him some love and go out there and support him. And try not to be too critical, because as I've mentioned on this program so many times, Southern belongs to the Southern fans.
Amen.
You can't trade it in.
Amen.
You got to stay with it.
You built just about everything you had at Southern, most of it from scratch. I love the story about how you would go out to the field and everything the program had could fit in a shopping cart. That being said, what's tougher, building from scratch or living up to someone who has set a bar at a certain height? What's
They're both,
tougher?
it's whatever context you put it in. They both are difficult. But, you know, the thing is, as my wife used to say about with Jonathan, my son, it's very difficult to live up.
Right.
Live up to what you have done and all of that, because people have unreal expectation at that point.
Right.
But you know what? When you take a job, that's what the job is expected of you to
Yes.
do. I mean, that's really, it's just like me have taken that job and I had to live up to the expectation, and that's basically what it's there for you.
Do you think our community, the community of color, will we ever embrace baseball the way we once did, or are those days gone forever, Coach?
Those days are gone. Too many more things to do.
Right.
I mean, people have more opportunity, and it's probably good because now we have more doctors, more lawyers, more pharmacists, more of everything.
Right.
But before we had musician and baseball and sport. which we weren't very diverse.
Right.
Now we're a very diverse race of people.
But now, all this being said, can you not do both? Can you not use organized sports, athletics, baseball as a way to do the other things in life that you'd like to pursue?
Yeah, but it doesn't have enough violence in the United States. If you had violence like football,
right?
And I mean, that's really what and I see. I said, and I'm laughing, but it's sad because that's what we want.
Right.
You turn on that during TV and you looking at violence. They're teaching it to kids at little age, you know. So that's what we want.
And unfortunately, that runs exactly counter to what Coach says we want. Baseball, often characterized as the thinking man's game. So apparently, good or bad, right or wrong, we're not all that interested in thinking that much anymore. When we come back, segment 3 of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Reciprocate.
You don't have to understand the physics of flying to fly easy. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
The biggest scratch-off game of the season is here. It's Saints Game On from the Louisiana Lottery. Your chance to win up to $100,000. Scratch the back for an extra game. Enter the second chance drawing for the grand prize, a 2018 season ticket package. Play Saints Game On from the Louisiana Lottery for your chance to make this your winning season.
Welcome back for segment 3 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show, brought to you in part by Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center. As you all are well aware by now, I'm sure, it is flu season, and boy, this one has been a whole lot worse than in recent memory. Not just here in Louisiana, but all across the state, and the nation for that matter. I can't speak for the rest of the country, but it's somewhat comforting to know that we have the good folks at Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center ensuring that we all enjoy the gift of good health. Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center, proud sponsors of the Roger Cador Show. Coach, recently, Governor John Bel Edwards was quoted as saying the salaries and buyouts that we're paying football coaches across the country are, quote, obscene, and we should consider putting a cap on those salaries. If we don't, the governor says, the gap will continue to widen between the haves and the have-nots of the universities across America. Agree or disagree? I'm going to put you on the spot here, Coach.
I'm laughing because that can't stop it.
Pie in the sky, right?
Pie in the sky, the genie is out of the bottle. I mean, there's no way you're going back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You look at the example of what Nick Saban have done for the University of Alabama.
Right.
Winning in football does mean something.
Oh, yeah.
All across the nation, they increase their academic standard. They have students want to come in, and they can only pick the bright of the brightest.
Right.
Because now, because they still want to let some of the local people, the state kids get in. So now, you create an environment where your academic goes up, and you can't put a dollar on there. So, but that's one. Nick Saban is more the
exception than the rule.
Exception than the rule.
Yeah.
Because there are some people making too much money, but the genie's out of the bottle.
And of course, if you look just a couple states over, in an effort to take on what you oftentimes call the Saban effect, look at Jimbo Fisher at A&M. the amount of money this guy signed the contract for is just unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I mean, they're paying him, what, $7 million something a year? And he's getting $75 million.
Right.
Just incredible. You know, but that's what they're willing to pay. And there, you know, coach is going to take it. Remember, for so many years, coaches toiled and didn't make very much.
True.
Now the opportunity out there to make large amount of money does present itself.
So are we, in essence, though, Coach, blurring the line between student athletes and athletic students?
The line has been blurred. It's not going to get refocused. We like it when it's blurred.
Yeah.
Not everybody can see it. And I'm not a politician, but I see politicians say things that we know are not true,
right,
to fool the people.
Right.
And I'm not saying this not happening in athletics, but my goodness, when does it stop?
So why don't we as a society get as excited about watching a young person take a physics exam as we do about watching a young person score a touchdown?
It's not entertainment. It's entertainment.
But what's more important?
At that time, football.
Being entertained.
Yeah, being entertained. Man, listen, that thing about that physics test is for Einstein and people, not for you and I.
When we come back, segment 4 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
We got to reciprocate athletics with academics. Hi, I'm Roger Cador. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
Pod's moving in storage.
I need to clean out my study.
We'll deliver a container.
My brother-in-law's moving in.
Maybe he'll help you pack.
He's lazy.
We can refer some professionals.
It's just until he finds work.
We can keep things at our storage center for as long as it takes.
I am not happy about this.
Or you can keep your things on site for quick unloading.
Did you say freeloading?
I said unloading.
I heard freeloading.
I'm sure you did.
Store on site or let us drive your things to our secure storage center. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
I see you looking.
Welcome back for segment 4 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. You know, Coach, just like in life, in athletics, injuries play a part. And, of course, rehab is really, really big as far as getting folks back to normal. This week, our special correspondent, Aaron Fulbright, spent some time with some folks that are on the cutting edge of rehab. Momentum, Chiropractic, and Sports Rehab, and Dr. Ashley Blanche. Aaron, take it away.
Has your favorite player ever gotten hurt and you wondered how they're going to get back on that field or when? Well, part of that process is coming to see a chiropractor. And we have a great one here in Baton Rouge with Dr. Ashley Blanche at Momentum. She has seen hundreds of athletes and helped them to get back on that field. And she's even helped Coach Cador. Dr. Ashley Blanche has been practicing for about 7 years and started Momentum about 3 years ago. She is a certified sports expert and handles a variety of treatments for people who suffer from back pain or pain in their joints or muscles.
Every time someone comes into my office, the first thing we do is an evaluation and a consultation with me. So when they first come in, we talk about, okay, how long have you been having this injury? When did you first start feeling this pain? Can you describe the pain? And then from there, I do some orthopedic testing, along with some neurological testing, and try to figure out what's the best diagnosis for this person. I know all about sports injuries. I know all about how to treat soft tissue injuries. So if you have elbow pain because you play tennis, if you have ankle pain because you play basketball, or you could just be a runner or a casual exerciser. If you deal with any type of muscle spasm, we have a lot of different treatments here that we can help you get better.
Momentum is not a cookie-cutter office, meaning a custom treatment is made for each individual client and their needs.
Issue where you have misalignment or your spine isn't moving well, we can do chiropractic adjustments. If you have a disc issue, a herniated or a bulging disc, we can do some decompression. Decompression helps to relieve pressure from that disc. If you're having muscle spasm or nerve pain, we can do some dry needling and follow that up with some deep tissue laser therapy to promote healing. We also do rehab so that if someone comes in and they don't know the proper stretches or exercises that can help to get them better quicker, we can actually show them exactly how to perform these exercises and stretches and give them a treatment plan or a prescription for home exercises and stretches.
Dr. Blanche helps all sorts of people, but her specialty lies in sports, and treating athletes is something near and dear to her heart.
I played basketball just about my whole life. I actually played college basketball at UO Lafayette, and I suffered an injury my junior year that prevented me from being able to play for about a month. I went to numerous doctors. I went to physical therapy. I even saw a neurologist, but it wasn't until I saw a chiropractor that I was finally able to get some relief from the symptoms that I was experiencing. So once I got treatment with this chiropractor and he was able to fix me and I can go back to my regular activity that I enjoyed, I was just like, what is this chiropractic thing? What is this all about? So that made me want to learn more about chiropractic and how I could help other people and other athletes so that they can continue to pursue their dreams like I was able to.
She works with hundreds of athletes that range from 7 to players in the pros. Her big thing is the quicker she can treat them, the faster she can get them back on the field.
I've had a patient that had an Achilles tendon rupture. It ended his season, but after he did, that is something that is surgical, but we can also treat those types of patients post-surgical. So even though he did have to do some physical therapy, after physical therapy, he would come in because during his treatment or during his training, he still experienced some pain. So we would do some dry needling. I would do some active release technique where I actively move the muscle and try to break up adhesions, and deep tissue laser therapy to promote healing of that tissue. So surgery, once you have surgery, that's not the end all be all. You have to continue to keep your body healthy, and that's where we come in.
So Dr. Blanche is definitely passionate about what she does, and her story is great of how she got into the field. And remember, it's not just for athletes that need to use a chiropractor, but anybody that has any muscle or back pains or just anything. So if you are in need of a chiropractor or you know somebody that is, we highly recommend Dr. Ashley Blanche over at Momentum. Be sure to check her out.
As always, Aaron, great job. Thank you. When we come back, we will wrap up this week's edition of The Roger Cador Show. Stay with us.
Pause moving and storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
It was nearly a decade ago that Breck teamed up to Imagine Your Parks, and you imagine big. 12 beautiful community parks from one end of the parish to the other, 1 family-sized water park, and 5 other parks just for your dogs. You have places to splash and places to explore. You have games to play and camps galore. No matter what you like to do or see, visit breck.org and see how together we have made Breck better than imagined.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg, we just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Welcome back for the closing segment of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Coach, our final show for this particular season, the brand new Roger Cador Show, and it's only possible because of the efforts of some really, really wonderful businesses. We got to be sure that we thank Atmos Energy, Pods, the Louisiana Lottery, Roto-Rooter, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Baton Rouge Metro Airport, Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center, Roadrunner Towing and Recovery, Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa Law Firm, and of course our hosts, Shoppers Value Foods.
What great people. I mean, I'm so fortunate to be able to have worked with them for a number of years. And,
yes.
So it's been like a family. We've been family to be exactly.
That's right. And of course, you know, it says something about these businesses that not only are they local, but they believe in investing in the local community. That's priceless, Coach.
It's very priceless. The community is just like us, just like you and I. I mean, I invest in the community. I do a lot of community service because it's important that you give back.
Yes.
And that's how you build a stronger community.
You know, many times, and I guess maybe it's human nature, we don't pay attention to things going on at smaller schools like Southern until it's something negative. How much do we owe it to ourselves, our community, and our kids to make ourselves aware of everything going on at a school like Southern? Because in fact, there's some wonderful and some great things taking place at Southern University.
That's right. There are a lot of good things, especially from the education standpoint, because there are a lot of good programs, a lot of good kids who go forward and do great things other places other than Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
So we've got to make sure we just don't let them harp on the negative.
Right.
Let them know it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't just let the negative tear you down. Let's step up with the positive.
And of course, Southern University, likewise, as through this show and others, has got to do their part in making folks aware of the great things going on there, correct?
That's right. That's what we try to do in this particular program, talk about the good things at Southern.
Yes.
And also in the community in the state of Louisiana.
Well, while this may well be the final Roger Cador show for this season, we've got some exciting specials and some other things coming your way, but you got to be sure that you stay tuned in to the Pelican, KPBN, to find out when and where that's going to happen. On behalf of the crew and the coach, I'm Clarence Buggs. We'll see you next time. Until then, go Jags.
Reciprocate.